When Ubisoft delayed Assassin's Creed Shadows, I thought it was really suspicious they canceled everyone's pre-orders, but now we know exactly why, because it seems that they've canceled a ton of content and items they were offering with some of the higher priced editions of the game. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I say this all the time. Do not pre-order games. Wait until they've fully released. Wait until your favorite content creators on platforms like YouTube have played them and given them a chance. Do not rush to a purchase because most of the companies within the industry do not deserve your blind support. And of course, when it comes to Ubisoft especially, they monetize their games really poorly. They've been releasing low quality products for years at this point. And with Assassin's Creed Shadows especially, it seemed that they were really hyping up their offerings, trying to get people to pre-order this game because of the extra content they were going to give you, like a season pass, and they had these big early access plans. But it seems, of course, that Ubisoft is in panic mode right now. They are freaking out behind the scenes because of how poorly this game has been received. And of course, just a few weeks ago when we heard about its delay till 2025, it seemed really odd that they canceled everyone's pre-orders, because usually companies do not do that. They may open up the pre-order refunds, and they may say you can, refund whatever you want, no matter the edition, you can get all of your money back, and things like that are pretty normal, and we've seen that happening more and more when games actually have already released because they've been so buggy and broken. Like Cyberpunk, for example, you could have played through half the game when it initially released, and CD Projekt Red said, hey, no, we're gonna refund anybody who wants a refund. But of course, this is Ubisoft's next massive game. It seemed that they were really confident in it initially, but of course, they had delayed it till 2025. It didn't seem kind of odd that they canceled everyone's pre-orders. You did not have to put in for a request or anything, but now we found out why, because we are now hearing that the collector's edition is dropping in price by $50 because they canceled the season pass, scrapped their early access plans, and of course, another reason is its delay. Now, companies want to make as much money as possible, and the only reason they ever really have collector's editions is to try to nickel and dime customers. But it seems that internally, they're kind of scrapping all of the plans that they initially had. So this is an IGN article. It says Ubisoft has cut the price of the Japan set Assassin's Creed Shadows Collector's Edition by $50 in lieu of the canceled season pass, scrapped early access plans, and the delay. The developer confirmed the price drop in a Discord post, telling fans it would now cost $229 instead of $279 and no longer contain a handful of the bonuses originally announced. So yes, there is like a physical edition. It's not just like a digital collector's item. You do get this like statue, you get physical maps, you get a coin, you get the special box. I mean, it does offer quite a bit of content, especially if you think you're gonna like this game. Hey, buy it if that's what you want. But they've now had to get rid of a bunch of the items that they were going to offer, and this to me screams that they are in chaos. So first of all, they announced it in a Discord post, which I'm all for developers being transparent with their customers. I love when they're actually trying to keep the community in the loop, so I don't think that this is bad. It's just like, why not post it on your social media account where you have millions of followers, where more people will see it? It's almost like they're trying to push this under the radar by only confirming it in a Discord post. But of course, taking away all of this extra content just shows that they are not feeling confident in its release. We do not know exactly why it was delayed. Of course, there are some people who speculate it's because of all the backlash and they were hoping with a few extra months it would die down, which definitely is not going to happen. There were, of course, rumors floating around that it was extremely buggy. It was nowhere close to release quality, but a couple of months probably isn't going to change that. Though, when you're starting to cancel things like season passes, that is especially worrying because a season pass I don't think should be in like a single player experience like this, but they're trying to get people to come back. They just did the same thing with Star Wars Outlaws. The game's already dead only like a month after release, but that's not really the point. The point, though, is that you have season passes in these single player games so that later down the line people will continue to come back. It's like Kill the Justice League. They're releasing these DLC characters. You get them if you pay for the higher editions. This is pretty standard at this point. The season pass just gives you a lot of extra content, whether it's cosmetics or quests, things like that. But we also know that, yes, they are also scrapping the early access plans, which also looks mighty odd. It to me seems like they do not want anyone playing it early when release finally comes around on Valentine's Day, because they know if a game comes out for certain people like a week before and they're streaming their playthroughs, but they're seeing absolute trash, they may cancel their pre-orders or they may decide to not buy it. And there are a lot of gamers out there who will not watch their favorite content creators play it until they've started playing it. So it just seems really kind of weird that they're doing this. I don't necessarily want to say that it's kind of scummy or anything, because I don't think that games should have early access periods. This is just my personal opinion. I think it should just release for everybody on the same day, no matter the edition you got. But yeah, I mean, early access is a big way that companies promote these games and these higher priced editions, saying, oh my God, not only do you get a statue, not only do you get art books and you get posters, but you also get extra content in game like the season passes, and you get to play it early like you're special. They really try to convince you of that. I personally do not like these early access periods. Everyone should get it unlocked on the same day, but this is not a good look, especially where we're hearing that Assassin's Creed Shadows has only had about 7% of the pre-order numbers of Valhalla during the same time period. We're also seeing companies like Pure Arts having to completely rework their statues featuring Yasuke and Noe because of the insensitive imagery, the massive backlash that they faced over the one-legged Tory gate. We also, of course, have seen their stocks absolutely plummet. Their sales are allegedly collapsing, and they are in talks, according to rumors, to, be facing a buyout from Tencent and the Guillemot family. So right now, Ubisoft, yeah, is in a very bad position. And when you hear that they're dropping collector's edition prices, they're, taking away content they previously promised, it's not a good look. And a lot of people are roasting them on social media, saying things like this was supposed to be their magnum opus and Hex was supposed to be a stylistic future of the series, but now this has turned into a confirmed loss financially and PR-wise, and Hex looks almost bound for tax write-off status. What happened to that monetization director? At this point, they should delay again and rework the whole game, assuming canceling the game is not an option. Every single game is the same. The only thing that changes is the graphics quality. No matter what they do, this game is still going to bomb because of the game and the character decisions themselves. No amount of delaying or reducing will change that. And I 100% agree. They would have to completely scrap the game at this point and restart from the ground up to create an experience that people would probably just generally be happy with. They would have to scrap Yasuke as being a playable character. They would have to really focus in on making sure it's historically accurate with the architecture, with the banners, with the way that the music sounds, the way that visually Japan looks. And we know as of right now, they are too busy listening to fake historians like Thomas Lockley to actually make content that people want. So this is just another problem to add to the massive Assassin's Creed Shadows pile. And I do think that this game is still going to sell to a certain extent because of brand loyalty. A lot of people know the Assassin's Creed name, and there are a lot of normal gamers out there who do not understand kind of Gamergate 2 and the depth of the culture war right now, but I still think that this is pointing to a major financial bomb for them, and it looks like Ubisoft is in panic mode right now. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.